AIDS is a man-made disease. Those in the scientific community generally believe that HIV originated from a strain of a virus found in Western African monkeys. But when a group of 500 African Americans were surveyed in 2005 study published in the Journal of Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndromes, over half of them said that AIDS was created by the government. Conspiracy theories about why the government might have created the virus range from population control to weakening of racial minority groups and gay people. Some also say that there's a cure for AIDS being backheld by the government for similar reasons. The moon landing. At this point, the faked moon landing theory has mostly been debunked, but there are still a few ardent followers. They cite altered pictures and videos, missing design blueprints and faulty recordings as evidence of the forgery. One of the most popular reasons given for faking the famous moonwalk is that the Kennedy administration wanted to win the space race with the Soviet Union and instill public faith in the NASA. However, most Americans still believe that Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong walked on the moon that famous day. Life on Mars and the Anunnaki. Ever since photos of Mars were taken from the Viking orbiter in 1976, the answer to the question of if there was life on Mars seems to be yes. Pictures depicting an enormous face staring up from the surface proved to be eerie. The pictures also include a sphinx and a five-sided pyramid. When Zecharia Sitchin released findings on the tablets in what used to be a Sumeria, Sitchin describes the writings telling of the Anunnaki, a superior alien race that came down and taught the Sumerians new technology. Many speculate that the formations on Mars' surface were built by the Anunnaki, which also opened up the idea that the Great Pyramids were built by aliens using humans as slave workers. Subliminal Messages. Many conspiracy theorists believe that cameras and microphones have been secretly built into televisions so that the government could spy on people. It's a theory that suggests government and companies alike embed hidden messages in advertisement and other media in order to subconsciously affect a person's decisions and desires. The New World Order. A conspiracy in which powerful and secretive groups, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, and other shadowy cabals are plotting to rule the mankind with a single world government. Many historical events are said to have been engineered by these groups with one goal: the New World Order. The groups use political finance, social engineering, mind control, and fear-based propaganda to achieve their aims. International organizations such as the World Bank, the IMF, the European Union, the United Nations, and NATO are listed as founding organizations of the New World Order. Pearl Harbor. Although for most of us it was a surprise, the conspiracy theorists claim that American government officials had advanced knowledge of Japan's attack on December 7, 1941. Particularly for President Roosevelt, who, having advocated for war against Germany, finally had found his opportunity. Proponents often point out that none of the Navy's 3 Pacific aircraft carriers were in the port that day. On the other side, others claim that US erased their own ships in order to accuse Japan for the assault and have actual reason to enter a war. Roswell. When ranch manager Mac Brazel came across crash debris near his property in 1947, he didn't know what to make of it and alerted local authorities. That same day, the Roswell Army Airfield sent out a press release that stated a flying disc was found. Later, this was retracted and the US military told the public it was a fallen weather balloon. This slip sparked a huge conspiracy theory about the government attempting to cover up the evidence of the UFOs and alien existence. Some even say that there were alien bodies found in the crash. Now the story is that the balloon was part of Project Mogul, the government's attempt to pick up on Soviet Union nuclear tests. As a result, Roswell has become a big tourist spot for extraterrestrial enthusiasts. The Assassination of Kennedy. On November the 22nd, 1963, the President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Conspiracy theorists claim that there were more than one shooter, and that Lee Harvey Oswald was not responsible for the sole killing of the president. Some believe that Oswald was either a patsy or worked for the FBI, KGB, or the Mafia. To this day, the debate continues about how many shooters there were, where the shooters were, and who was really behind the assassination of President Kennedy. 9/11. This is currently the most researched conspiracy theory on the internet. Despite repeated claims by Al-Qaeda that it planned, organized and orchestrated the attacks, the conspiracy theories continue to grow in strength. The theories range from those who believe the US government had prior warning of the attacks but did nothing to stop them, to those who believe the Bush administration deliberately turned a blind eye to those warnings because it wanted a pretext to launch wars in the Middle East. A large group of people, collectively called the 9/11 Truth Movement, cite evidence that an airliner did not hit the Pentagon at all, and that the World Trade Center could not have been brought down by airliner impacts and the burning aviation fuel alone. Many witnesses, including firemen, policemen, and people who were inside the towers at the time, claimed to have heard explosions below the aircraft impacts, including in basement levels, and before both the collapses and the attacks themselves. The 9/11 Commission report is widely derided by the conspiracy community and held up as a further evidence that 9/11 was an inside job. Scientific journals have consistently rejected this hypothesis. The Reptilian Elite. This has to be one of the wackiest theories. It was started by a 1999 book written by David Icke, The Biggest Secret, the book that will change the world. In it, he explains the most world leaders, including quite a few US presidents, are actually shape-shifting reptilian beings from a different planet who start wars and are responsible for horrific events like 9/11 in order to promote fear and hatred, which gives them strength.